Hey guys, my name is Kavin and you're watching my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the book called Shantaram, written by Gregory David Roberts. I just finished reading this book yesterday. It's taken me over 2 months to read. Yeah, don't ask me why it took me so long, man. I'm a slow reader plus. Yeah, I really took my time with this book. I actually borrowed this book from the library first. I just picked it out. I don't know why. It wasn't because there's a movie coming or anything. I literally was walking around the library and I picked it out and I was like, what is this thick book about India and Bombay and stuff? And I borrowed it and I had 4 weeks or 3 weeks on loan for the book. And there was no way I was going to finish it on time. Um, yeah, so I had the book returned there. I went to a second-hand store. I got this book for $10. It's amazing, man. I'm so glad about this. This is a good investment because this book um, tells the story of this guy named Lin Baba, as they call him, and he basically runs away from Australia, and he goes to India, right, Bombay, and he's just basically running away because he's an escaped convict. So he goes there and then he falls in love with the place. He meets people like this guy named Prabhakar, who's like a tour guide and stuff. And by he gets involved with this woman named Carla, and he basically gets involved in the mafia over there. And the whole story just moves on like that. I would consider this book to be sort of a slice of life kind of book, because it doesn't really have like a clear plot. I think at the end of it, the author describes it as more of like a one full cycle of a life in Bombay or a life in the Bombay mafia. Um, I gotta say, man, this book is probably one of the best books I've ever read. The writing is superb. His head does not look good on me right now. Yeah, the writing is superb. Um, it is one of those books where you read and you feel like the writer is really able to pull you to places. I have only been to India once. I've only been to Rajasthan. We've all seen what India looks like on TV, or what's portrayed to us on TV. Um, this book gives you such a clear feel of what it's like to live in India, or at least what he experienced, in the Bombay Mafia, in the slums, having been through a cholera epidemic, the community that is around, the people that surround him. And I just felt like I was so in tune or pulled in to what he was living that I just wish more books were written. It was done in like, it was so much of the prose was so well written. Even I can, like, I don't think many writers can write that way and still be engaging. It's very easy to write something and have it sort of just muddle your thoughts and like, what is this guy talking about, but this book, even though it was long, it just felt like he knew what he was talking about. That's because he lived it. I think he spent like 8 years in India before he got caught and sent to prison. Recent news, I didn't know. So when I picked up this book from the library, I did not know that he was this book was going to be picked up to be made into a movie, and that was actually a few years ago. So back in 2012 or 2010 or something like that. So I think Warner Brothers had the rights, but now they've lost it. It's passed on, and Johnny Depp has rights to the book or something. So now I've heard that Apple TV is planning to make a TV series about it, and it has to be a TV series. I have to tell you, this book is not going to be made into a movie. Look at the size of this book. This book is not a movie. It's not a 3-hour movie. It's not even a 2-part movie. This book has got to be at least 8 to 10 part, or like maybe even 2-season television series, because it's really got to explore what, if you want to explore what this book is talking about in, I won't say in detail, but with the sense of explicitness and like, the book needs to express itself. If it's not allowed to express itself, if it does it in a movie, everything's going to be squashed up, and that's not right. That's not fair to the book or the author. So I'm glad that as of this video, I checked on Wikipedia, and basically they're thinking of doing a television series, like 10-part television series. So that's awesome. I would highly recommend people read this book. My only one comment about this book. Okay, so this book really peaks when Lin Baba, the character in this book, which is Gregory David Roberts, goes to Afghanistan and fights Abdul Qadir Khan's war. Abdul Qadir Khan in this book is like a mentor to Lin Baba, and they go to Afghanistan for this war. And I've always been interested in all these like drug lords, mafia, even people like Pablo Escobar, the war in Afghanistan, Iraq, 9/11, all this stuff. I've always been interested in that kind of stuff. So when this book does that and they go to Afghanistan, it's so well written, and I'm just like so like, oh my god, so cool, right? Like I can just feel like there were times in this book where I read it and I reflected on it and I actually cried. And it's rare for a book, you know, to do that. The only other book I think I've shed tears for was what was that book called? Into the Wild. Yeah, I read that like a year ago, and that was really good. So, what's I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the book peaks around that point, you know, when he goes to Afghanistan and stuff. And then after that part, there's still like about 150, 200 pages to the end of the book. And I just feel like all the lead characters are either gone, they're either dead or they've left Lin, right? Which is being told through his eyes. Everything is being told through his eyes. And so you don't, everything that's been built up through about 600 pages of the book throughout that point, they're all gone. All those people are gone. So now you've got all these new characters in the book when he comes back from Afghanistan. And these are all spoilers. So if you don't care for them, I guess you could shut this off. But I just felt like it was just like rolling. You were just continuing, and like, I was waiting almost for the book to end because I knew like nothing more important than that was gonna happen. Or I felt like that was it. That was the peak. You know, there was a couple of fights and all that after that when he came back and stuff. But I just didn't feel, I didn't connect with those things as much because I didn't know these characters, these new characters as well. You know, so reading those last few chapters just before the end was a bit, what's the word I'm looking for, difficult, because I just didn't connect with it. Yeah, it was still well written. It was still, you know, it's still the same style and whatever. But I just did not connect with the story anymore after it because I was like, okay, all your lead characters are gone. Everybody I've connected with up to this point, they're all gone. They're all either dead or have left. Why do I still need to care? You know. But I realized towards the end of the book, what I was trying to say was that, you know, it's just a full revolution of what things are happening. When he came into the community, there was, you know, in Leopold's and whatever, he was a member among new members. And then towards the end, he still goes to Leopold's, but everybody there is pretty much new. Everybody is like a whole new set of characters. So it shows that life is moving on, life moves in cycles, that kind of stuff. And I get it, but I also feel like it was kind of draggy towards the end. That was my thoughts on the ending. And I really feel like I need to add that because, I mean, I spent a lot of time on this book. I spent a lot of time reading it. I'm not showing off how much I read or anything. Yeah, if you know the movies coming out and interested in anything to do with India, like if you want to know about Indian culture and stuff like that, even though this book is listed under fiction, I would highly recommend that you give this book a try. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. Yeah, I think it will stick with you. I think it's something like 3/4 way into this book, I was thinking to myself, you know, in about 5 to 10 years, I want to be rereading this book again. That's how I feel about this book. And I have a lot of books on my to be read list. As you can see over here, this is all my to be read books. Most of them I have not read. I want to be reading this book, and I want to be reading Under the Mountain Shadow. Yeah, within next year. I'm sure it's going to be good as well. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And I hope to watch the Apple video soon. I guess my ending is now becoming as draggy as the ending of this book. So yeah, thanks very much, and see you soon. Bye.